in the UK, and the Bank of England has raised interest rates to 1%. That's their highest level since 2009, as the impact of the war in Ukraine compounds a cost of living crisis. The UK Central Bank warned that inflation would peak at more than 10% and forecast a contraction of the economy as a whole of next year, with a sharp rise in unemployment.
We are in a very difficult position at the moment, and I've used this analogy quite a bit, and I'll use it again. We're walking a very narrow path now between, on the one side, inflation, which of course is far higher than it should be and we want it to be, and on the other side, because we're being hit by very big external shocks, which are largely causing the inflation, but are so big that they're causing a big loss of real income to people and businesses in this country.
The British mother of baby P, who had suffered more than 50 injuries, could be released from prison within weeks after the parole board rejected a government challenge against its ruling. Tracy Connolly was jailed in 2009 after admitting causing or allowing the death of 17-month-old son Peter in 2007. Justice Secretary Dominic Raab condemned the decision.
Local election results coming in across England. The Conservatives lose seats, including the key London boroughs of Wandsworth and Westminster, to Labour. The Liberal Democrats say they're picking up support.
Counting's getting underway for the local elections in Scotland and Wales, while in Northern Ireland, voters have been having their say over forming a new government.
Good morning. McColl's on the brink of collapse. The convenience store chain says it's now increasingly likely it will fall into administration, potentially putting thousands of jobs at risk.
The convenience store chain McColl's is on the brink of collapse, putting thousands of jobs at risk. More than 16,000 people are employed by McColl's, which also has a partnership with the supermarket Morrison's. The retailer said it was increasingly likely it's going to fall into administration unless talks around short-term funding were successful.
The first ever CBBC bedtime story to be told using British Sign Language will air this Sunday.
Strictly Come Dancing winner and actor Rose Ayling-Ellis will make her debut as part of Deaf Awareness Week. Her chosen story, which is called Can Bears Ski by Raymond Antrobus, highlights the isolation faced by a deaf child in a hearing world.
Hello, my name is Rose, and this is Bear. Bear and I are deaf, and we sign with our hand. Well, Teddy Bear usually pawns. It's called sign language, and we think it's pretty cool. Maybe you can sign too. I will be signing tonight's bedtime story, which is about a bear who's having a hard time understanding the world around him.
That is absolutely going to work. I mean, it's just going to work so well, isn't it?
And also, it's going to encourage so many more people to learn to sign, which they did after Rose was on Strictly anyway, but this is going to get to
normalising things, isn't it? Just normalising things, making it a visual.
Good morning. Rangers' dream run in Europe takes them all the way to the final now of the Europa League, prompting plenty of dancing around Ibrox on a famous night. They now have a chance to win their first European final and trophy in 50 years.
Will Young speaks for the first time about the death of his twin brother, Rupert, who took his own life after years of struggling with alcohol addiction.
I didn't manage to keep him alive, and that's part of my grief process. There's only so much I can do for someone. There's only so much any of us can do for anyone.